NASCAR on Speed revs up for Fast Friday in Richmond. Get ready for the ultimate short track battle with 7 hours of live coverage you can't get anywhere else. NASCAR Fast Friday gets rolling tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Pop.
The 98 of Chad Boat down pit road once again. They are taking this opportunity to check out the rest of the car and the rest of the tires, and this is the reason why. We showed you just a short time ago, he had a flat right front tire. We talked about when he spun earlier, well, he had a flat spot. Well, this is where they flat spotted the tire here, and because he locked up the brakes and flat spotted this tire, it actually punctured the tire and then tore the tire to pieces, and that was the problem with the 98 car here for Chad Boat early in this race.
Get at least one more lap of caution here, and then the leader will get lane choice for the restart. Brett Moffitt's led the whole way so far. Gifford second, Larson, Kennedy, and Pastrana. Your top 5, LaJoie in 6th. Piquet, Godovic, Elliott, and Suarez, the top 10. Defending champ Darrell Wallace in 11th.
It's going to be interesting now that Ryan Gifford has taken over that second spot. See if he has anything for Brett Moffitt.
It would. You know, you'd think the bottom's definitely the lane of choice here right now. But you know, I'm taking notes for the race later and I run that late model. So we'll see what happens here. But I think it's going to be really interesting to see how many guys are actually saving their tires. You know, I think you see those guys riding around 6th and 7th. When it comes halfway, they might be firing them up.
This is just some of the younger second generation drivers we see here in the series. So many of them in the series.
Age 15 and up in the K&N Pro Series, East and West. So we're a third distance. Brett Moffitt's pretty much had it all his own way, but I think he's in for a challenge right here from Tennessee's Ryan Gifford. Green flag. Larson middle of the racetrack. Kennedy on his bumper. Kennedy up high just a little bit. That opens the bottom for Pastrana.
Trying to stick a 3 wide back there.
And LaJoie 3 wide. Corey LaJoie puts it on the bottom against Pastrana. Tries to slide it in there. He's going to make it.
Travis gave him a little bit of room there at the last second.
That's pretty aggressive early in the race, but you know, track position's huge, so you got to go for it.
Probably the best time to pass somebody is right after a restart, isn't it, Joey?
It's, when you got the most grip in your tires, even though they don't pit, they still got cool tires, so you got to go for it there. And you know, once that one spreads out, it makes it a little bit harder. So you got to get it while you can.
A lot of jostling for position, trying to make 3 wide down to 2. And LaJoie's not done. He's after Ben Kennedy for 4th place on the inside, going to turn 1, and does it.
Definitely the car on the move right now.
His dad, multiple Busch Series champ Randy LaJoie, runs this team on a limited budget with single race sponsorships, and you know, they spent about 20% of what some of the big teams did last year and wound up in the top 10.
Yeah, and do a lot with that too. Second last time out at Greenville to tie his career best. Still looking for win number 1 here in the series.
4 to the inside. That's Brian Ortiz from Puerto Rico against the 14 of Daniel Suarez from Mexico.
Very international battle.
See that high line's hanging pretty tough there. Daniel's doing a good job up there. He ran really well in Phoenix. I got to watch the race there. My buddy Coleman Presley, he crew chiefs that car, so hoping that car does good, and looks like he held him off there on the top side.
Yeah, Coleman actually ran this race last year. I think he finished 11th, and now he's crew chief.
Yeah, you know, it's just it's tough, man. It's tough to get sponsors these days. You know, he's a really good driver. Just you know, hard to get the sponsor to get the race.
See the tire rub on that 16 car right there. That's Duarte Ferreira.
Yeah, he's from Angola. Didn't know stock car racing was big in Angola, but here he is.
Now we know. I would dare say that may be a first for us to have an Angolan driver.
There's LaJoie again.
Yeah, he's on the move.
Some more.
The Sims Metal Management, Virginia Raceway, number 07. Now that's Billy Sawyer's track. Billy and Wayne Sawyer's track. Their dad Paul was the original promoter here. Sold the track to International Speedway Corp. And they have a beautiful dirt track off to the east of Richmond. And so they're LaJoie's sponsor for tonight. Bob?
I'll tell you what, keep an eye on the driver, that 07, just 20 years old, son of two-time NASCAR Busch Series champion Corey LaJoie inside that 07 car. And right now he's perfect down in 1 and 2, but a little bit loose over there in 3 and 4. Ron Otto, his crew chief, tells me he's good to go, and Corey's been very busy. Won a late model race at Rockingham just a few weeks ago, and this weekend he's going up to run the famed Spring Sizzler at Stafford Motor Speedway in a NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour car. Hermie?
Well, Bob, one driver that's slowly making his way to the front is Ryan Blaney. He is just outside the top 10. He started 22nd. His car has been tight, so much so that he's been chattering both front tires. But one thing that has helped him is those couple cautions we have had. Every time he gets a heat cycle on his tires, his car seems to be just a little bit better. So right now he's trying to drive his way up into the top 10.
Thanks, Hermie. Chuck Buchanan back on pit road, as is Chad Boat. Nelson Piquet on the outside of Ryan Blaney as we close in on halfway. Brett Moffitt has led the whole distance so far. Working lap 44, Brett Moffitt has had nobody in his mirror. Ryan Gifford trying to stay close in second. Corey LaJoie is up to third. 2 Toyotas and a Ford in the top 3. Then it's the 6 of Kyle Larson and the Chevy number 96 of Ben Kennedy. Those are your top 5, and still 32 of 36 starters on the lead lap with just 2 brief cautions.
Good battle there. Dylan Presnell on the 26 leads that battle. There's Dale Quarterly, the one that brought out the last caution, the 32 car.
Suarez outside of Ortiz right here and around. Oh, the 16 pounded the wall. Finally, that tire let go that was rubbing on the right front for the Angolan from Luanda, Duarte Ferreira. Did I say that right?
I'm glad you said it.
Very good.
That looks like it was a pretty hard lick. Yeah, it looks like a right front blew out, and there's not much give on the right side of these cars, especially with these old cars. You know, the new COT car definitely got a lot more give on the right side, so he probably felt that one.
Yeah, tough break.
At lap 46, this is the 3rd caution of the day.
You can see how it narrowed that car up, looking from that view right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, yeah, he hit hard.
Yeah, you can see the black marks going just about 45-degree angle.
They changed directions in a hurry.
Not so much that he hit hard, but nobody hit him coming or going. We're under caution for the 3rd time in this 100-lapper, closing in on halfway. Get fired up for race day with the Ultimate NASCAR pre-race show. Denny Hamlin and DW celebrate the legacy of NASCAR's all-time winningest number. Here's a hint, it's not 43. Plus, Greg Biffle and Kyle Busch live. NASCAR Race Day fueled by Sunoco, Saturday, 5 Eastern, right here on Speed. Well, Joey, what do you think is going to be the winning strategy here? 3rd caution of the day.
Well, I think we're just joking on the break, as it's staying out's going to be the deal here. So then they can't pit anyway. We were just joking, but
yeah, it's also the rule. But,
I tell you, there's I tell you that 07 car looks strong. I tell you, LaJoie is very, very fast, and he's got that inside lane on this restart, starting 3rd. You know, I would think he's going to be up there to the lead here pretty quick, I think. But he's just got to be careful. You know, don't want to you know, knock your fenders in or you know, burn your tires up too early. So still almost, well, they're halfway right now, so got a long ways to go.
Bob?
Mike, just about to the halfway point in this race, and a tough race so far for the defending winner of this one, 18-year-old Darrell Wallace Jr. A lot of people thought he would be contending to defend his crown, but that car just plain awful. His crew chief, Brian Frazier, on top of the box right now, told me we just plain missed it here. Really tight in the center, really loose off. He's trying to conserve his stuff to save some tires for the end of the race, but it's been a handful for the driver, the number 18.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace is 14th in the field right now. I just heard Bob say he's 18, and I've been thinking of him as a veteran of the series. You know,
been running it for a few years now. Yeah. I tell you, that's a tough situation, man. When you get a bad car and you're trying to make sure you don't burn your tires up, he's got his hands full tonight. But they'll figure it out. You know, those guys at Jacobs Racing build them great cars, and just looks like they missed it a little bit tonight. But he'll be fine. And he's got a really fast late model here for the 2nd race here tonight.
Now you start 10th in the Denny Hamlin It's the short track showdown. I heard it described on radio today as the show off because of all the young fellas trying to make it in NASCAR that are hoping to get noticed, as C.E. Falk did a couple of years ago.
I tell you what, there is a bunch of little kids. There's one of Phil Fittipaldi's grandson. Is it grandson? Okay, yeah. Max Pappas calls it. Go say hello to him. So he's almost up to my, not even close to my shoulder, actually. He's a little guy, and he's doing a great job. I think he qualified a little bit behind me, but not by much, and doing a good job. He's talking about how this is the biggest racetrack I ever went to. And I'm like, Richmond? It's the smallest track we go, one of them, so it's funny, but that'll be an awesome race, and I'm looking forward to it.
Should be a lot of fun, and it will air live a little later this evening on Speed. Hermie?
Well, Mike, the 17 of Nelson Piquet Jr. came to pit road, really gave up a lot of track position, but his car is nowhere close to be a winning race car. I talked to the guys in the crew. He is tight through the center and loose on exit. So they came in and actually took air out of the right front. They did not change tires, obviously, by the rules. They took air out of the right front tires, took a rubber out of the right rear, and also made a track bar adjustment. So they're trying to work on the balance of the 17 car for Nelson Piquet Jr., hoping that he can get back on track and make his way towards the front.
All right, Dale Quarterly also on pit road, along with Scott Saunders and Enrique Contreras in the 0. We're under caution in Richmond.